Hi, everyone. My name is Lenchner. I'm CEO of Bright Data, and I'm happy to be here with you today, talking about making public web data accessible to all, everywhere. Who's Bright Data? Bright Data is a SaaS company developing tools, allowing companies and organizations around the world to collect publicly available data from the web in large scale. We serve over 10,000 customers, many of Fortune 500 firms included. We also established the Bright Initiative, which includes over 150 organizations. Some of them are the leading academic institutions, NGOs, and public sector bodies using our products to do positive social impact on the world. We're over 300 employees globally. Around 200 of them are here in the headquarters in Israel, and the remaining 100 are scattered around the world. And we have international operation. And in 2017, we were acquired by a private equity firm called EMK Capital. What it means collecting public data from the web. I'll start with an analogy to explain the problem before we'll talk about the solution. Imagine you driving a highway in the real physical world and seeing this major billboard with an ad on the side of the road. This ad is here to promote a new shoe or a new phone or a new product that you really want to buy. And you know, driving that highway, that everyone sees exactly the same ad at the same time, and the same content is being presented to everyone. It's pretty easy to compete this way if you're working at a competing company, for example, because you can just buy a bigger ad in a better place and also cut down the price by 10% for the next couple of weeks. The internet doesn't work this way. Every one of us sees slightly different content on the web. It basically means that we're driving our own car on the internet and seeing different billboards or different ads on the side of the road. Very hard to compete this way. I'm here sitting in Israel talking to you. You're in the States. If I'll share a product page on an e-commerce website here in the Zoom chat, and we all click it on at the same time, we'll see different content. Maybe different prices, for sure different shipping dates, and lots of other data points that will be different for any one of us, depending on the device we're coming from, our location, and many other criteria. So the web is so personalized, it's almost impossible to understand what's going on. These are exactly the problems that we are here to solve at Bright Data with the tools that we develop. So what we do and what type of companies are working with us. The most easy to understand industry, because every one of us is also a consumer of this industry, is the e-commerce vector. Consider yourself opening a few tabs of different e-commerce websites when you want to buy a product. It's usually what you're doing, right? You open 5 or 6 different online stores, and then you quickly calculate what's the best product for you with, again, price, shipping dates, and so on, and you just make the purchase. We have many of these companies working with us trying to see exactly what you see on their competitors. So they are checking for prices and other data points on their competitor websites in order to be the most attractive for you, the consumer. Very similar happens in the online travel industry. Just the product is different. It's not the new iPhone or smartwatch. It's a flight or a hotel or a car that you want to rent. You need to understand what's going on outside of the webs of your own website to make sure you're competitive. Another good example is the finance ecosystem. So just one example is deciding where to invest your money if you're financial institutions. We have banks and other financial institutions that are working with our tools in order to collect publicly available data to get better investment decisions. A specific example that I can share is a large investment firm from the US that wanted to decide if to invest in a chemical company. To do that, they had to read through the quarterly reports, which it's something that an available data for you to read, but that's probably old news, right? It's last quarter, not future quarter. And they also used us to collect the pricing information of all the bleach on e-commerce websites, that thing you buy on supermarkets to clean the floor, bleach. Why? Because by collecting the pricing rates of the bleach and trying to extract the insights from it, they could understand what the trends are. That chemical company that they wanted to decide if to invest in create or manufacture one of the materials inside bleach. So just imagine what you can do, what insights you can have by collecting public data, things you didn't really imagine, I guess. One last example I'll talk about is security. We have large security and antivirus companies using us to try and understand what's going on online. The internet is currently and will stay the largest database in the history of mankind. It also facilitates a lot of bad actors. To find them, you need to make sure you can see as much of the web, and we can do it with our tools. We help them automate these processes. So 95% of financial services organizations have relied on external information to contribute towards business success in the past year. Just the example I gave with collecting bleach rates. Okay, that's based on a survey we conducted with the firm Vensenborg. We see a trend in almost every company that we talk to, and just a reminder, we have over 10,000 customers, that they rely more and more over our external data. It's already kind of obvious that you need to analyze your own internal data when you get a decision as a company, no matter if you're an online business or if you sell high fashion clothing online. You already know how to track and analyze your internal traffic to get better decisions, but that's just half of the picture. You have to look outside and understand what others are doing to get better decisions. And we see that most companies already realize that today. So how do we do what we do? As I said a minute ago, the web is the largest database in the history of mankind. It's actually too big, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So it becomes harder and harder to collect that public data, for various reasons. One reason is that sometimes you just don't know where to look. It's just so much, you need to be able to clean all the noise and focus on what you actually care about. But the second reason, and this is something that our tools help to overcome, is that if you try to collect public data from the web in large scale, you will just get blocked. I'm talking about data that you and I can just go right now to any website and see with our own eyes. Prices, news, ads, just any content that we can see. If we'll try to automate it into a machine doing it in larger scales, that machine will most likely get blocked by the website that hosts this public information. We've built 3 types of tools that help our customers to overcome all of these issues. As I said earlier in the presentation, we also established, we can call it a sister organization called the Bright Initiative, currently with over 150 organizations that get full access to Bright Data's tools for free in order to create positive impact on the world. You can see some very impressive universities and academic institutions included. The researchers from these academic institutions are using our tools for their own research. You can see other examples of companies that are using us to fight online copyright infringement, for example, like the WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, and many others. Thank you for your time. Feel free to contact me anytime or to contact Karen from the Bright Initiative if you want to use our tools for your own research during your own studies. And thanks a lot.